We've got 3 best of Redditor update stories for you guys today. Starting it off, with am I the a-hole for breaking my #1 rule with a handicapped guy? I know we only have 3 stories for this video, but it's literally because this story is super long. Literally has like 6 extremely long updates for you guys. A majority of the video is going to be this story, but it looks like it's a juicy one. But stick around for 2 more not safe for work Reddit stories, such as OP gets kidnapped for a proposal, as well as my boyfriend gets so jealous over his brother's girlfriend that he cries until he vomits. That's mad embarrassing. Alrighty, chat. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Let's lock in here. Am I the a-hole for breaking my #1 sex rule with a handicapped guy? And this one does have a brand new update to it. Original post, April 27th, 2024. I'm a 28 female. My childhood best friend, we'll call Jess, is also 28 female. To put it simply, I don't think I'm any kind of prude. I just don't really feel comfortable with casual sex. Never have. My best friend knows this and has teased me about it lightly in the past. She's been in a long-term relationship for the last 3 years. I've mostly been single while working on my degree and starting my career. Jess lives in another state with her boyfriend, so we don't hang out much anymore. So about a month ago, I had a first date with a guy I'd been talking to for a bit. Thought it was going places, but he gave a weird vibe on the date, and I cut and ran early. On my way home, I stopped at a local pub, figured I'd have a drink to unwind and people watch till it wore off. Tipsy driving is still drunk driving in my opinion. I get there and it's pretty packed, Friday night and all, and there was no seating room at the bar. Took my drink and looked around. Most of the restaurant side of the pub was someone's birthday party, but there was a small table with a seat open off to the side, with a guy reading a book there. So I say, F it, I'm a social person, and what's the worst thing that happens? He says, no. So I ask if I can sit there for a bit, and I promise we don't have to talk or anything. At this point, I feel like I fucked up because this guy up close is the hottest man I've ever seen. But he just smiled at me and gave an enthusiastic, sure. A few minutes later of me sipping in silence, and he says, I don't mind talking if you want to. Yeah, I want to. Are you kidding me right now? We talked for a bit, and it turns out Mike, fake name, is 29 and just finished his master's degree in some kind of computer learning field. In quotations, I program computers to program computers, and he's living on his own for the first time. He apparently stops by the pub after work because he's right around the corner and he's not used to the silence yet after living so long with half a dozen siblings. We talked for a good 2 hours about everything from dating, which he said he's basically given up on, to hobbies and tastes, and we have a near total eclipse of a Venn diagram on this stuff. I eventually sort of blurted out that I don't know why he'd give up on dating. This is the closest thing I've had to a good date in forever. Shooting my shot obliquely here, LOL. He gets kind of an odd look on his face and says, tell you what, I have to go to the bathroom, but when I come back, I'll ask you out for real. Weird, but okay. Then it all clicks because he doesn't get up to walk away. He just rolls in his wheelchair. And I'm thinking, oh my God. He wanted to give me a chance to back out of this without making it awkward. How cute can this guy be? He grinned like crazy when he got back and saw I was still there, and I basically tripped over myself saying something to the effect of, so I'm free all weekend, what did you have in mind? Another hour later, we've got plans for Saturday, and he told me he has a neuromuscular disorder I can't remember the name of. My degree isn't in STEM, LOL. So his legs work, but the signals from his brain get misinterpreted, so he doesn't have the balance or coordination for walking or standing. The pub starts switching over to the younger/rowdier crowd, and he asks if I'd like to go back to his place for coffee to continue our conversation. Hey, yo, my boy! Come on, we know what that is. Let's go back to my place for some coffee, haha. Honestly, we love it. This is very wholesome so far. I'm very curious where it goes. As you have probably long since realized, I did not get any coffee or conversation till the next morning, and I have 0 regrets. We've been dating since, and I know it's still early, but I really feel like this might be the one. Onward to yesterday afternoon, my friend Jess, remember Jess, is in town, and we go out for coffee to catch up on things. I'm gushing about Mike, but when I get to how we met, she just sort of got weird and edgy. I don't remember any exact words, but she essentially said that I must have a fetish for the handicapped since I broke my #1 rule, and it's the best physical relationship I've ever been in. Like, it's good for me because he uses a wheelchair, not because the guy puts in effort in bed. She said I've changed as a person and left without even saying goodbye. 15 years of friendship, and I've never seen her like that. So here I am asking the most objective people online, haha, if I'm an a-hole or weird for being super attracted to a guy who uses a wheelchair and basically putting out immediately. I mean, no, not the a-hole, but what suspect behavior? Like, it's clearly not what Jess is saying because she was interested in the guy before she even found out that he was in a wheelchair. We know that that's debunked. We know that she actually has feelings for this guy, and hey, yo, girl, if you're feeling the chemistry and you're feeling comfy, like, have sex with that man whenever you want, bro. Girl, go get your nut. If he pleases you, I want you to be like, Scrat, you go get that nut, all right? Chat, I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. I'm predicting that Jess knows Mike. What a weird thing to accuse your friend of. Oh, you just like him because you have a wheelchair fetish. Like, what? It seems out of left field. That's the only reason I'm like, okay, there has to be something else here. Because if there isn't something else, there's something seriously wrong with Jess. Friend is either insanely ableist and projecting or is in love with Mike. I agree, Lesbian Wolf. I agree. Ooh, the local manic. I think Jess is in love with OP. Y'all, dude, that would be crazy. Okay, we got some crazy predictions for this one, chat. I love it. I'm here for it. First update posted April 29th, 2024, 2 days later. So if you were hoping for some terrible drama, I hate to break it to you that I don't roll like that. No pun intended. So I do have an update on Jess, and shit finally makes perfect sense. And I have a slightly not safe for work, but funny story about Mike, because this guy is just the best, y'all. Okay. So first, I finally messaged Jess yesterday and said, basically, I'm still hurt by what you said, but after 15 years of friendship, I'd never forgive myself if I didn't at least ask why you snapped at me like that. That is a very healthy reply, and I kind of agree with her. Rare Reddit W with good communication. She replied immediately, I'm so effing sorry. I didn't mean any of that. Can we have a do-over on lunch? So I agreed cautiously and took a half day to meet with her today. Turns out that those of you who said she was jealous and that she might have something else going on, and especially the person who said something might be going on in her relationship, gold stars. She's in town because she's job hunting, because she's moving back in with her parents for a while since her relationship ended. Apparently, they have been having a ton of small problems adding up, but the biggest one? Sex. The guy she's been with was apparently never great, but it's gotten to the point where he makes no effort at all for her to enjoy herself and then gets pissed when she isn't in the mood. She tried talking with him about it, making suggestions, but he told her recently that it's emasculating, being given sex advice by a woman. I would like to counter that by saying it's more emasculating not to be making the woman you've been in a relationship for the last 3 years. I think it's more emasculating that you can't make her come. I'm sorry, if you're a man who's into women and you don't care about them coming, you are not a man. You are a boy. You are a child. Look, not to like sit here and suck my own dick, it's not that hard. At least work on figuring it out. Like, it could be as easy as like ordering a toy. The straw that broke the metaphorical camel's back, however, was that her boyfriend has always had a thing for Asian women. She's Caucasian, but she does have long black hair. After a few weeks of fighting over their sex life, he suggested that they spice things up by her dressing in a kimono and pretending to be Asian. Excuse me, pretending to be Asian. There is no way that you do that and it's not racist as fuck. Girl, you were with this guy for 3 years? It took you that long? She lost it on him and is absolutely disgusted by the racist fetishism and ended it right then. So she had all of this bottled up and was hoping to talk to me and finally be able to put it down. And I missed every hint that she had something big to discuss because I was gushing about Mike. So to her, it felt like I was just twisting the knife by bragging about how great our sex was. She snapped, and somewhere between what I was saying and what she wanted to talk about, some wires got crossed and she said something incredibly dumb. She left without saying goodbye because she was mortified and ashamed as well as irrationally mad at me. Something to know about Jess, she's an awful liar, and she and I were the co-founders of our high school's Foot in the Mouth Society. So I do believe her. I told her I forgive her and I'm sorry I didn't realize she wanted to talk about something bothering her, and she said I was too stupidly nice and have nothing to apologize for. So I think we'll be okay. For the time being, I'm not ready for her and Mike to meet because I don't want to make things feel worse, and she agrees. But she's really, really happy for me. Hopefully this is just a funny story we can look back on someday. Okay. I'm glad they made up. So on to how Mike almost killed me, LOL. Last night we were talking about the Reddit post, and he gets this funny expression that I'm starting to recognize. And he goes, how do we know you don't have a fetish if we haven't at least tried it in the chair? And I'm like, are you serious, LOL? He said he's never attempted it because, cue tears, he's never felt so comfortable with a partner before. Girl, now you have to have sex in that chair. That's so cute. Well, his chair has what is essentially like a parking brake thing. Or it should. It's unfortunately broken, and apparently getting them fixed is an expensive pain in the ass. He doesn't use it that often, so he hasn't made it a priority. And there's this thing called Newton's third law. You know how every action has an equal and opposite reaction? As it happens, when you're trying to get the motion of the ocean going, in a chair with wheels that aren't locked, there's a sort of counter motion that starts and fucks it all up. So we were going nowhere fast, except for inching along the floor in his bedroom and laughing at the silliness, which isn't helping. Eventually, he just stops and says, maybe we can get some of those wooden block things they use to keep little planes from rolling away. Like in Indiana Jones, you know. I absolutely lost it, like laughing so hard I'm in tears. He's giggling half at the situation and half at my reaction, and everything just keeps setting me off again. Finally, I get it under control, doing some deep breathing exercises and shit, and I look at him again, and he pulls the straightest face he can and says, for the love of God, golly, this sure is uncomfortable. Folks, if I had asthma, I would have been fucking dying right there. I laughed so hard, I think I pulled a rib. Like wheezing and not even laughing anymore, so much as weeping and making this awful hee noise when I could catch my breath. While he's laughing and rubbing my back and saying he's sorry, he couldn't resist. The golly part got me, chat. Yo, I was not expecting this to be wholesome. We might have to change the title to Best of Redditor Updates is NSFW, but also wholesome question mark? I don't know if any of the other stories are gonna be wholesome, but fuck it. I'm not clickbaiting, okay? So yeah, confirmed, no fetish here, and this magnificent bastard's comedic timing might actually kill me. I doubt I'll update again because there's really nothing I can see needing to share given everything sort of worked out, and in the end, the real a-holes were the friends we made along the way? Question mark? I don't know. Thanks for all the lovely comments on my last post. But chat, there do kind of be 1, 2, 3, 4 more 5 more updates. Oh shit, chat. What do you know, guys? Starting the video off hot with a wholesome story? Is this a Sarby video? What the hell? Where did this come from? Hopefully nothing goes awry. I'm hoping and praying this stays wholesome. The last update has to be them getting married. If it's not, I'm literally gonna throw a tantrum. Update 2, met his family. May 13th, 2024, 2-ish weeks later. Hello again. I was going to post this on my own page, but a few people mentioned that they think it's nice to read on Am I the A-hole? So fuck it. Here's the met Mike's family update, and it's a doozy. Or at least felt like it at the time for a girl who grew up with a small, dysfunctional family. So first up, you know what people, at least me, don't think about when dating a guy who's always sitting? Height. I know he's taller than me because we cuddle a lot, and he's taller sitting on the couch, but I didn't really get it. So we drove up Friday night after work, actually south and west LOL, but to my brain it's always up, in his vehicle, which is modified to be driven entirely using his hands. Neat, right? He's a really good driver too. One more green flag. We get to the house and it's huge, you guys. LOL. Like, not a mansion, just kind of sprawling one-floor rancher. Real estate was wild back in the day. Anyway, we get out and I meet his mom. I'd like to point out I am no slouch. I'm 5'7". His mom is towering over me, but she was the nicest lady ever. We go inside and I meet his dad, who, funny enough, is apparently the only short one in this family, and his youngest sister, who is living there with his 1-year-old niece. She gets up to hug me and she is also really tall. It's already a bit late then, so we eat and head to bed. I get to see his cute as shit room from when he was a teenager, and I casually ask, hey, so, I don't know how this works and stuff, but how tall are you? And Mike is all, I don't know, like a bit over 6'4". Been a while since I checked. A bit over 6'4". So is everyone in your family tall? His response, Kinda. Wait, hold on. We love the dad, the short king, going for the Amazon woman, chat. We love a short king, and I don't know how short he is, actually, but for all intents and purposes, our homeboy's a short king. We love a short king who's comfortable with himself to be shorter than the woman he's dating, and also giving his children a chance at college athletic scholarship. We met the Nordic basketball team he calls a family properly the next day. Actually, they're Irish, but they're blonde and tall, so it conveys the idea better. The only one of reasonable height and still taller than me was his oldest sister, LOL. They are also loud, like not really shouting or anything usually, just present. Mike is a lot different around them, but in the cutest way. Like he just beams all the time and you can see how happy he is to be home. One of his brothers put him in a headlock and gave him a dang noogie as a greeting and got elbowed in the side for it, and all of them laughing. And his mom smacked one of his brothers with a rolled up magazine for putting his feet on the table. More laughing, just intimidating, but in the happiest way imaginable. I'll admit I was a little shut down for a bit, but Mike kept checking in with me to make sure I was okay, and they were all really nice, so I got into the spirit after a bit. Chat confirmed it does in fact get even more wholesome. This is good. My angry little heart needed this, chat. I mentioned this in another comment, but Mike has a special sports wheelchair he uses for, well, sports. And he and his siblings play basketball, and he is good. Apart from just having a hell of an arm, he's quick as hell, and this magnificent bastard that I love will absolutely, purposefully, gleefully run someone's toes over. He aims for it. They all have this yank back the foot maneuver that's hysterical to watch. Hey, yo, I mean, if you're competing with people who have legs, I say all for it. That's just utilizing what you have to your advantage, all right? Also, how long have they been dating at this point? 2-ish weeks later? That's crazy, y'all. She dropped the L-bomb. Y'all notice that? And this magnificent bastard that I love. So it was this crazy day of loud people playing and having a blast, nieces and nephews running around, and just noise. My ears are still ringing. The food was catered in advance because his mom had 7 babies. All I make on Mother's Day is margaritas. They also have a pool. It's a bit chilly still, but the pool is heated. So we actually all got to swim, which was a lot of fun because I got to show off that I too am athletic. And I can do a backwards somersault off a diving board. Yeah, I'm a real catch, LOL. They at least pretended to be impressed. We all stayed up late drinking and bitching that it was too overcast to see the aurora, boo. And I had the worst hangover I've had in a while on Sunday. We slept in a bit late and then I joined Mike's family for the barbecue part of the barbecue weekend. His dad can grill people and he's fast. Food coming off the grill at lightning speed. I asked Mike about it and he laughed and said, there was 7 of us to feed. Ever see a nest of baby birds? He had to practice, which fair enough. I don't have much experience with babies, but I got to hold his youngest niece, the one living at home with his sis until her husband gets back from deployment, and we had a light talk about kids in the future. I told him that I never put much thought into it, but if they were going to grow up in a happy home like his and not how I grew up, I'm pretty sure I'd be open to having them with him someday. But later, I need him all to myself for a while. He seemed really, really happy about that, which makes me feel all goofy and happy. I'm sappy. Chat. This shit is so cute. I can feel my heart that has become cynical from Reddit over all these videos just slowly healing, chat. This story will make me a better person, unless it ends poorly, and then I will start war. We had to drive home Sunday night, but before we went, his mom hugged me and said she's never seen her son like this and thanked me for taking good care of her baby and asked if we'd be back for the 4th of July or if we were doing something with my family. And I tried to be all, no, we'll be here if you don't mind. I don't see them much. And I think she caught on that there's more to the story, so she just hugged the shit out of me. Vikings, all of them, I swear. And told me she can't wait to see me again. My ears are still ringing from all the noise and chaos, but it was an absolute blast, and I can't wait to see them again in July. Also, pretty much sure Mike is the man I'm going to marry. I literally can't think of a single reason why I would ever let him get away. Anyway, thanks for reading. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. And those of you who got to see the aurora, I'm happy for you, but you suck, LOL. Usually, I'm like, you want to marry someone in 2 weeks? Red flag. But this one time, I'm gonna look the other way. Because I also want them to get married tomorrow. Like, the next update is like, we shotgun wedding eloped and we have 4 kids. I know that's not possible in a year, but, well, actually it is. Third update. Again, dating a disabled guy, 4th of July. July 6th, 2024, 2-ish months later. As I've gotten a ton of requests for updates, I figured I would let you guys know how things are going in my world. You know how sometimes a relationship looks amazing at first, but then all the red flags start showing up? This isn't one of those stories, LOL. Oh, yo, giving me a heart attack, girl. Don't do that shit. Sorry, that was mean, but I couldn't resist. Okay, on the actual updates. No, we aren't engaged yet. Yes, we have talked about it in the context of how seriously we are taking things. No babies yet either, obviously. We are diligent about birth control. I want Mike all to myself for a while. So, the 4th of July visit to his family's house was pretty awesome. After getting to know everyone last time, I had better expectations of what I was going into, and I've talked with my therapist about the whole play fighting makes me anxious because in my childhood home, it wasn't playing thing. I don't want them to ever curb how they act to cater to me, and instead, I guess, I'll consider it immersion therapy. I think Mike mentioned it anyways because I didn't see much of it this time, though there were cheerful threats of doom lobbed about, which I didn't mind at all. That is such a cute mindset of her to be like, yo, I want to be a part of this family, and I want to be a part of this family in the context that they live it. His mom is amazing. I'd like to point out, even if she moms so hard it makes me weepy. So, background info. I have a really common sounding name spelled really uncommonly. Think Danielle or Jessica. Because in addition to everything else, my parents decided to be creative when they named me. So, although I do sort of like my name, that meant I was that kid who never saw their name personalized on anything. Mike's family, on the other hand, had like a million kids and they all got traditional names, so personalized stuff was huge for them. It kept them from fighting over stuff, I guess. One of the things in their house, because they have a pool, is that each of the kids, adults now, has their own personalized beach towel that lives at the house. Stop it. That's so fucking cute. Stop it. No way. So we get to their place and it's been a hot drive there. So right after we get in, Mike suggests I go to his room to get changed into a swimsuit so we can have a dip in the pool. I'm thinking that sounds perfect, right? Some of you may already know where this is going. I get to his room and there is a towel on the bed in my favorite color with my fucking stupid ass spelled name embroidered into it. So here I am crying over a goddamn towel and he's in the doorway watching and grinning like he just pranked me or some shit. Turns out it was her idea, but she checked with Mike to make sure it was spelled right. So now I have a towel for when we visit because apparently I'm welcome. I've heard enough. Get married. Y'all, family does that for me. I'm on one knee that same day. That's so fucking cute. I can't believe that. When is it my turn? For real, for real. I want this cute shit. If I sound cranky, it's just because I'm better at self-deprecation than I am expressing emotions in a direct way. I really am blown away and touched by how much these people have welcomed me. Mike has already sort of learned to decode the way I talk and joke, which is nice, but the first time he gently said, "That's not humor, that's just putting yourself down, babe." I definitely wanted to go hide under the table. He doesn't let me be mean to me. That's a thing good partners do, I guess? I wouldn't know. Again, yes, I am in therapy. I'm working on myself. It's not his responsibility to put me back together. It's just something he does naturally. I literally told him one night that I was sorry, I'm kind of broken, and he snorted and said, "At least you can walk," in the most disgusted voice ever, and made me laugh. I digress. So the food was once again amazing, and I kept my promise to teach his mom how to make my cinnamon bun bread pudding, so I felt like I contributed. Insert Ralph Wiggum "I'm helping" meme. I learned to play Yahtzee, and as it turns out, I'm very good at it. They do a lot of board game things at night when everyone is staying for the week. These people have a lot of board games and puzzles. Whole damn storage closet of the things. They also drink like fucking fish and can hold it. So I am learning to pace myself. Mike doesn't drink much when we aren't there, so I'm not worried that it's a red flag. Only red flag of his that I found was a Red Sox pennant in his room. Now I realize I might be talking him up a lot, but he isn't perfect. He snores. He has a habit of arguing with people on the TV when they make stupid decisions. He sometimes starts talking about things I don't understand and just goes and goes until he realizes he lost me 15 minutes ago, and he is fastidiously tidy, which makes me feel guilty because I have bad habits to lose. I'm not used to clutter means I can't move through an area, but I'm really trying. I barely spend any time at my own place anymore, and we're definitely looking to move in together sooner than later. Yeah, so not that much of an update. No one burned themselves on a firework or anything super exciting. I'm just in an ongoing relationship with a great guy who has a great family, and things continue to look up for us. We head home tonight so we can spend some time alone Sunday. Hope everyone else had a safe and happy holiday. Edit my extremely unhealthy but delicious cinnamon bun bread pudding recipe. Oh my god, she gave us a whole cinnamon bun recipe. Chat, odds we stream me making the cinnamon bun recipe. Let me know if y'all want to see it. I suck tremendously at baking, but I think it would be be kind of funny. Update for August 1st, 2024, a month after the third update here. This is not an exciting update. Not engaged, no babies on the way, not even freakishly tall ones like some of you are hexing me with, but Jess finally met Mike. Jess and I have this friend who I will call Meg and not Tallulah, despite both Jess and Mike thinking it was hilarious. Jess and I have this friend who we will call Meg. Meg was planning to have a birthday party, the big 3-0, and she and Jess are close and both presently single. They chose a local bar with outside seating, and Jess did a, wait, let's check their accessibility, because I've been bitching to her for the last month. And LOL and be fucking hold, after calling the place, they didn't have a ramp for the balcony / outside seating area. As I've been told, Jess said, nope, I am meeting Mr. OP's Reddit user. And so they found another place that's a damn hike from everyone, but it has a great outside area with accessibility. And then we got the invite through Facebook because we are all basic, I guess. And Mike was stoked because they have this awesome beer selection. Full stop, I hate hops. So then Meg told us that they chose it because Jess wanted Mike to feel welcome. So hats off to Jess for making the comeback impression of a century, I guess. The birthday was fun and silly, and everyone in my immediate friend group met Mike and loved him. Tons of laughter, everyone drank way too much, but fortunately, we had enough heads up for a planned motel stay. Why, yes, I do own a UV flashlight, why do you ask? So we and a bunch of other people didn't drive home. We actually had brunch in the bar the next day. It was absolutely awesome, and I am ruined for pancakes because fluffy. Once again, I digress. Jess and Mike hit it off, and she told him literally every story I didn't want her to over brunch, and it was all great apart from the persistent hangover. I crashed at Mike's again. And then he asked what it would cost to break my lease because he hates the mornings he wakes up and I'm not there. Stop. Riz. Fuck. That's so cute. Chat, I'm stealing that one. I'm putting that in the brain bank for whenever I ask some girl someday. I'm gonna use that. So the next upcoming week and a half or so is going to be insane while I pack up my whole damn life and shove half into a storage unit and the other half into his apartment, and then we'll be living together. I know it's too soon. He does too. We've decided we're idiots and just going for it. My landlord is a lady who is a bit on the older side and isn't charging me for breaking the lease as long as I leave the place ready for a new renter. So I may respond to comments for a bit right away, but expect a lot of silence for a while after. I'm happy they're happy, but I'm also mad that I'm not this happy. Does that make sense, chat? Please, 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 please. No, it's cute. I love to see it, chat. When you know, you know. I truly do believe that. All right, so now we're getting in the new updates. First new update, 5th update total, September 24th, 2024, nearly 2 months after the 4th update and nearly 5 months after the original update. For those not invested, still with Mike, he's amazing. I will marry him. We live together now. It's been trying, as in he is trying not to laugh at how inept I am at cohabitation. I am really good at not leaving stuff out now, so there's improvement. He doesn't infantilize, ooh, big Reddit brain word, me at all, but he definitely gives me the grace due to being an absolute idiot. I appreciate it. We are not engaged. Guys, it's been half a year. Come on. I'm writing a book about our relationship. It starts with my name is, and the rest is just notes. Don't hold your breath. Jess moved into my old apartment. Yes, my former landlord is the GOAT. Jess is also seeing a guy. I think it is too soon. She agrees, but she has reasons. Girl, we all have needs, and who am I to judge? You just got out of a 3-year relationship with the guy didn't make you come. I feel like you can get a little loose with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, go find you a man who's gonna get you there after 3 years of not. Go slut it up out there. Who gives a fuck? And I was recently in kind of a serious car accident. I am fine. I have great health insurance, great car insurance, and am recovering just fine. No GoFundMe's here. Though, if you want to help, just find a reputable charity for helping victims of drunk drivers and give them your money. So I was on my way home from working overtime and some dude clipped my car and I ended up in a ditch while he just sort of spun out. But I wear my seatbelt because I have a brain and I got really, really lucky. Everything is fine. My medical deductible was already paid up for the year and the worst I had was some bruises, a cracked fibula, whiplash, and a totaled car. The silver lining is that Mike is great at caretaking. Another check mark in the having kids category. Also, his mom brought us like 1 million homemade frozen dinners and Costco serving trays, and we had nowhere to put them, so she bought us a fucking chest freezer. Guys, I don't even know with this family. They are amazing. I know usually I give some sweet, heartwarming updates while bitching about mental health, but I am pretty well medicated until my leg heals, and I have a great few weeks off of work to cuddle Mike while watching bad sci-fi. So I'm not in the best place to fill your cups. Sorry. Also, Mike says hi. He indulges me. Have a good autumn, and please, for the love of heck, don't drive drunk. And don't expect anything from me unless the Thanksgiving gathering is as epic as they claim. Ah ha ha ha, I almost slipped and said his last name. No doxing for you today, because Reddit is probably already over my shit. As always, I love you guys for the support. I'm okay. Relationship is fab. And please don't drink and drive. Sixth and final update as of now. Thanksgiving and Christmas update, December 31st, 2024. There's been a lot of very real life stuff that intersected with the holidays, so I haven't had the best time to make an update. First thing, Mike and I are great. Coming up on a year, if you can believe it. Out of respect, not Mike's family, I'll put a trigger warning here about parental death, trauma, etc. I had a Thanksgiving post in my notes almost fully written when unfortunately I got the call. I mentioned before that I had kind of a rough upbringing and have been estranged from my parents for a few years, but they were still my parents, you know? So anyhow, my mother passed away the day after Thanksgiving. Natural causes, she just neglected her health in general. I hadn't talked to her since a half-hearted attempt last Christmas. She didn't even know about Mike. And I don't know if I even feel sad, exactly, but it knocked me for a loop, and writing about how great Mike's family left a bad taste in my mouth. My therapist says I, paraphrasing here, already mourned the loss of the good parts of my mother when I started processing the bad parts. So my reaction isn't abnormal for once. But it wasn't the easiest time, and then the funeral meant a whole lot of people I never wanted to see again. Mike was a godsend. He's so charismatic and charming that no one had anything bad to say to me. It was more like a room of acquaintances. I'm so glad we moved in together. I don't know how I would have gotten through it and then gone home alone. So I'm going to do this a little out of order. Mike and I spent the whole Christmas week with his parents again, and they were very sympathetic and understanding in the "we respect that you don't want us to make a big deal" way. Most of his family wasn't there except for dinner the day after Christmas. Just wait till the Thanksgiving recap and you'll understand why Christmas is so low-key. No one could handle that twice in 2 months. So it was nice to wake up and feel like family and open presents in my pajamas. Mike and I have matching Christmas ones now. We are ridiculous together and I love it. So it was a white Christmas for the first time in years. To those hoping for a proposal, I did get jewelry, but not a ring. Sorry. Believe me, it's on the table and where we feel we are headed, but we're not rushing things. Also, given everything going on, it wouldn't have been the right time. But I got a lovely pendant with my birthstone and real diamonds, so I was very spoiled. Christmas dinner was good and catered, and a lot of chaos and kids and presents, and I missed most of it because I had a pretty bad headache and it was just a lot at once. But I was there for pictures, and everyone kind of accepts that I'm the future wife, even without a ring, so I feel nice and included. Sorry that this update is on a bit of a downer note. I know I don't really sound like my usual upbeat self, but I'll get back there once the holidays, seasonal depression, and stuff is behind me. That's why I saved my Thanksgiving post for the end, to hopefully go out on a high note. The Thanksgiving recap. Mike and I are happily cohabitating still. Things are well on most fronts. I had a minor car accident a little while ago. I posted on my page about it, but I'm mostly healed up now. Mike's family is still the absolute best, and honestly, his mom is more motherly than mine has ever been. Sucks, but it is what it is. I'd been warned that Thanksgiving is sort of their big holiday, since a lot of the family spends time elsewhere on Christmas, and that it's a bit of a spectacle. But Lord Almighty, I was not prepared for this shit. So, things you need to know. There is some weird battle of the sexes thing they do. A few years ago, Mike's mom pointed out that the family kept getting bigger and it was harder to make enough turkey for everyone. So the kids got together, and everyone takes credit for the idea, and bought their dad one of those turkey deep fryers for Christmas. So Thanksgiving rolls around again. I so wish I'd met Mike sooner to see it myself. And thanks to the combination of beer and, I'm sure we can figure this out, apparently their dad set fire to the lawn. I was gonna say, chat, isn't the whole thing that you shouldn't deep fry a turkey because it's so dangerous? This is a very common thing apparently. Like, people literally deep fry turkeys and set their house on fire. At least no one was hurt apart from pride. But after that, there was sober practice. And now mom's turkey versus dad's turkey is the whole thing. Like, there is literally shit talk the whole day. People are set up into camps. I joked we needed team shirts, and I think they actually want to do that next year. It was all pretty hilarious and casual, and they had like 3 damn tables set up. Don't worry, Reddit. I made sure no teenagers were being parentified or, unlike in-laws, were being forced to sit at the kids' table. Actually, I was low-key jealous and they got crayons and coloring books. The food was all amazing and all hands on deck except for me because his mom refused to have me on my feet even though my leg is basically fine now. Mike kept bringing me stuff. It was so cute, y'all. I can't even put into words how much golden retriever energy this boy has. If you're wondering who made the better turkey, oh man, it's hard. Mike's mom does a brine. Alton Brown is the GOAT, but there is something about fried turkey skin that is just next level. So I'd say it's a tie. And that's not just me being diplomatic. I ate so much that I barely had room for dessert. It was fantastic. I never fall asleep in the car, but I was passed out on the drive home. We had kind of a second Thanksgiving at home the next day from the leftovers, and I probably just put on 50 pounds. No regrets. Anyway, I'm off to sleep the bird off. I hope you all had a wonderful turkey day and a great Christmas coming up. End recap. So there you have it. I'm okay, we're okay, and I'm looking forward to 2025 being even better than 2024. Happy New Year's. I wish you all the best. If there's not an update in the next year or two that's like, we're engaged. No, you know what? Honestly, I don't want to rush the couple. They get married in their timeline. If she ever posts an update titled, "We broke up," we're starting riots, chat. I hope this clip is never used in a inciting riot court case against me, because for all intents and purposes, this is a joke, but we're starting a riot, chat. OP gets kidnapped for a proposal. Original post in r/true off my chest titled, "My boyfriend's friends pretending to kidnap me for a proposal." We have a 23 female OP, a 26 male boyfriend. Originally posted April 21st, 2023. A week ago, my boyfriend told me he had a camping trip planned with his friends on Friday, today. He said he would have no service and he'll see me on Sunday. He messaged me at 5 a.m. this morning and told me they are hitting the road. Around 8, I went for a run like I usually do on Fridays. I have one headphone in while I do because I was on a work call. Bro, while I was running, I noticed an SUV that kept popping up. In hindsight, it looked just like my boyfriend's childhood friend's car. I sent a message to my sister saying to stand by and shared my location. Right after sending the message, I looked up and the SUV was right beside me, and someone jumped out and grabbed me. It happened so fast, I even dropped my phone on the pavement. I was pulled into this car and I could tell there was at least 2 masked guys in the back before they covered my eyes. In hindsight, they had cartoonish ski masks and black gloves on. I freaked out and resisted like crazy, screaming and kicking. All I could hear was these guys laughing, and I could feel one of them holding me down by my arms behind me, and the other one was holding my legs down at the knees. I don't know how long I was in there, but I kept begging them to let me go and crying. I even admit I peed on myself, but I don't think they noticed until we arrived at the house. They pulled me out of the car and I was screaming for help until I was pulled into a house. When the mask on my head was removed, I was on my knees in front of my boyfriend of 2 years. He was staring at me with a confused look before he started to angrily ask his friends what was going on. As I started to adjust to what was going on, I realized he was dressed nice and there was romantic decorations around the entryway to his house. I realized who he was and what was going on and collapsed into sobs. I probably had a 5-minute panic attack in that car on my way there and another one sitting in the entryway to his house. I was sweaty, wearing soiled yoga pants, flushed with fear, scared for my life. Whoa, hold on, what? So the boyfriend wasn't even involved? This was all the friends? I feel like we just gotta keep reading. This is one where we need full context, chat. That was all about an hour or two ago. My boyfriend took me upstairs and was going to help me get showered and changed, but I wanted to do that alone. I heard yelling and commotion downstairs while I showered, but I don't know what is going on. I'm sitting in his room now, holding my shattered phone after crying to my sister about what happened. She lives 1.5 hours away, but is speeding over to get me now. I can't stop thinking about what happened, and even though I know now I was never in any danger, I don't think my brain can comprehend it. They were snickering and teasing me in deepened voices about what they were going to do to me. The one that was holding my legs down kept caressing my thighs up and down into the inner area. When the car would brake, his face kept falling into my chest. I don't even know who that was. I just know one of them sounded unsure and kept trying to defuse the situation, but I think it was the driver. Listen, we'll read these edits here for more context, but really quick, chat, I'm pro going to the police, bro. That's not a prank. What the actual hell is that? Edit 1. My sister arrived. She wants to take me to the police station now. I haven't spoken to my boyfriend yet, but I think there's more to this story than he knew about. I'll have to log off for a while. Thank you for the support in the comments. Edit 2. I'm working with the police now. This is going to be investigated as a false imprisonment if I press charges. My sense of time was so warped. From where I was picked up to his house was about 7 or 10 minutes in the car. It felt like way longer than that. As for the friends, the driver was his childhood best friend, who I actually get along with well. He was in tears when he voluntarily arrived at the police station for a statement. The other two were friends from his athletics class that he started attending a few months ago. It seems like the two guys I didn't know wanted in on what otherwise was supposed to be something more innocent. The original plan was for them to pop out of the car in their funny kidnapping attire and hand me a letter that explained I was being summoned by my boyfriend and resistance is futile. Seems like the plan changed as the two new friends wanted to shake me up a bit more and make it feel more real. I mean, even this is a dumb way to propose to someone. Also weird to just be completely okay getting two random strangers involved in your proposal. Like, I'm kind of trying to gauge here how much we're gonna blame the boyfriend, because I don't think he's completely innocent. I'm not entirely okay with pinning him for being completely at fault, but also this was very easily avoidable on his part. What does that say about what kind of husband he's gonna be? Edit 3, I've had time to calm down and long talks with my sister. We are going to meet up with my, in parentheses, ex, boyfriend for dinner tonight. He has been respectful of my request for space, but has been emotional whenever he thinks about what I went through this morning. His best friend contacted me repeatedly, apologizing for allowing it to get that far, but I asked for him to stop and he did. The best friend's fiance reached out and has been supportive and apologetic too. I'm astounded at the support I've received here and wish I could thank each of you individually. I've never had anyone other than my sister and boyfriend care for my mental well-being like this. Reddit is a very kind place sometimes. I want to talk to chat. What are we thinking? 60% the boyfriend's fault at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I think I have to agree with that, Adam. Majority boyfriend's fault. If you would have come up with a better way to propose to your girlfriend, this would not have happened. I think that best friend is absolutely to blame too. The second they changed the plan to something like that and seeing it go downhill and not even stopping it mid-kidnapping is just insane. I blame him completely because faking anyway kidnapping, even just to jump out, is scary, especially as a woman. That's a very good point too, Tabby. Flawed from the beginning. Following a girl while she's running in a car, no matter what the intention is objectively irresponsible, objectively traumatizing. Edit 4, back after a few weeks. I'm okay and I can't share much due to the lawyer's advice. Check my latest. Oh, so there's 2 updates here. Okay. These are relevant comments down here on people discussing whether the boyfriend was involved. OP, I agree with both of you. Sorry I'm in and out right now. My sister is almost here and my boyfriend wants to talk, but I asked for space, so he's making tea and waiting for me to open the door or come downstairs. I don't think he knew how they were going to do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he used the words kidnap and they took it too far. He's never given a red flag before, but if his friends are crazy like this, I need to reevaluate him too. I'm not sure and I don't want to immediately talk to him. I think I'm feeling traumatized or something because I just can't physically talk to anyone except my sister. On if OP's boyfriend is from a culture where something like this is more common, OP, no, he's ethnically from the Middle East and I am from Eastern Europe. Very similar backgrounds actually. We both were born and raised in America. We are both culturally and socially very Western/American. A commenter asks if OOP could potentially stay with her sister and get some space from the boyfriend. OP, I don't live with my boyfriend, so either I will stay with my sister a city away or she will stay with me tonight. A lot of comments are people showing support to OP and validating that this is trauma. A few questioning how involved the boyfriend is in all of this. First update, May 8th, 2023. I have a lot I wish I could tell you all, but unfortunately, due to legal consultation, it's best I keep a lot of it private. In short, I'm healing. My now fiance had a private proposal with me last week. We had many tough conversations and his responses to everything reminded me how safe and loved I am by him. He didn't ask for or endorse that type of plan. I've learned that the 2 friends whom I didn't know were highly influenced by YouTube pranksters and social experiment channels. Also, one of them let us know he is on the spectrum and apologized for his part. I think that's all I can share for now. I am only consulting right now and may not press charges. Thank you so much for all the kindness and support. Opening my inbox today warmed my heart incredibly. Edit. There are a lot of people who disagree with me staying with my fiance. I'm sorry I couldn't explain in detail how confident I am in him throughout this. Please read carefully before passing judgments, and I'm sorry I couldn't please everyone with my decisions, but after further response, I think pressing charges is the best course of action. Maybe I'm a bit too tender-hearted, but I don't want the former best friend to get some flack too, but it seems like he has to. I've said this before, I'm sorry if I offend you. YouTube prank videos, I think, are some of the most, you have to be brain dead to enjoy this content type beat. Don't get me wrong, chat, there are a couple people who do pranks well, and they do more wholesome pranks, but some of those like really aggressive prank channels, brain dead audience, you should not be watching that. I'm guessing you guys want me to give my opinion on her taking her fiance back. We got some context, but I think as long as he took accountability for, like, at the end of the day, this could have been prevented by me. I fucked up. I'm sorry. And it's the truth. I might be okay with it. Although I will say, chat, when did this update come out? Okay, so this update is a little over 2 weeks later. I think maybe taking him back, I could support, but I think being so gung-ho about getting engaged to him 2 to 3 weeks after this traumatizing event, I think that's irresponsible. Like, I feel like we just got a brand new red flag into the boyfriend's life, and OP should be exploring that red flag before she commits to marriage with him. I think personally, I might not fully blame him, but I can't be with him. My trust is gone. I mean, if anything, it's more of the like judgment is gone. If you can't make solid judgment about how you should propose to your future wife, how are you going to make solid judgment when we have kids and have safety issues? That's where my brain goes, chat. New update, December 30th, 2024, year and a half after this happened-ish. I wanted to give a final update as I close out this year. 2024 was crazy for me. I spent the entire year working on myself in therapy. I developed an obvious trauma response to being in public, especially when men could be sneaking up behind me or quickly exiting cars near me. But I also developed a fear that made life tough. I became very afraid of my fiance's friends. I love and trust my friends and family with all of my being, but I found out I couldn't trust anyone who he brought into our life because of a feeling of a loss of control. Sorry, this is a bit incoherent. I'm not really sure of how I feel myself. But the point is, if I haven't vetted and learned to trust people, I struggle allowing them into my life. I decided to end things with my ex-fiance. It was tough and it took months to do, but I feel better for it. He is a great man, but there were behaviors from him and his friends before, during, and after the incident that gave me pause. The doubt and mental anguish was too much, and I just had to run away from it all. Shockingly to me, but not my therapist, I feel immensely better now. It's almost like a switch went off, and being away from him has expedited my healing so much. I'm scared being at my age and starting over, but I'd rather not be married at all than live in stress like this. Happy New Year, everyone. Also, update on the legal side, the charges were dropped and I was not mentally able to pursue anything further. I will say the lives of his friends have been stained and I don't care to check the extent. I just know there was a breakup and one was kicked out of their living situation over it all. You know, I really do wish she would have pressed charges, honestly, but at least they got some sort of negative karma from that. You know, a part of me wants to give OP props for like trying to continue the relationship. I also want to give her more props for identifying, oh, this is deeper than the relationship. This goes into trust issues and my ability to feel safe. Props to OP for identifying that. Yeah, I just think there are some situations you can't come back from. My boyfriend gets so jealous over his brother's girlfriend that he cries until he vomits. We have a 21 female OP, 22 male boyfriend, 26 male brother of the boyfriend, and a 28 female girlfriend. Original post, September 30th, 2020. Before we finish up this last story, if you've gotten this far into the video, that probably means that you're enjoying it. And if that's the case, all I ask is that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future reading Reddit videos. I upload 2 a week. They're usually 40+ minutes and they go up every Monday and Thursday. On top of that, I have over 110 reading Reddit videos on my channel. So if you're looking for your daily dose of drama, head on over to my channel for hours and hours of reading Reddit stories just like this one. My boyfriend Jake and I are high school sweethearts and share an apartment with his brother Finn. Finn has been seeing a woman named Bonnie for the last 3 months. They met over Tinder, and with certain restrictions lifting, we're finally getting to spend time with her IRL. She's a really great person, and she and Finn are stupidly into each other. Like, accidentally finishing each other's sentences in love, staring at each other with big gooey eyes in love. It's kinda gross, but kinda sweet. A couple days ago, I noticed that Jake's been acting weird. He's been a lot quieter and a bit colder to me, going to bed early, getting up late. I tried to kiss him and he turned away. Yesterday when Finn was out, I asked what was up with him. He started off kinda hostile, but when I said that I was really feeling hurt, he blew up. Summarized, he told me that he was rethinking our entire relationship after listening to his brother talk about Bonnie. He said that Bonnie asked for Finn's preference when she cut her hair and didn't get bangs when he said he thought they looked stupid when I got a pixie without asking Jake what he'd think first. He said that Bonnie gave Finn a blowjob every night before bed and one every morning when he woke up, when I don't really like oral, giving or receiving. He said I never offer to give him massages or pack his lunch. So he's not even like attracted to Bonnie. He's just jealous that his brother has more control over his girlfriend than he does.
Hey, buddy. Look at you looking all cute and polite, huh? Oh, is that my handsome boy? Is that my sweet little guy?
Need a beans cleanse. This is a beans cleanse, chat. $2. Please give a treat to the polite little man. Thank you, good neighbor, for the $2. Let's see if he comes, huh? Ooh. Ooh, he came running, chat. He knows. Look at him. He's ready. Nightshade gifted 5 subs. So this is from Nightshade. This one is from B Bells, I believe, for the $20 dono.
That's all you, brother. You get that shit. You get that shit.
This one is from Good Neighbor for the $4 worth of donations and for initiating the beans. And then this one's just from chat and everybody and me, because he's so handsome. I'm gonna pick him up one more time, guys. Oh, he's purring, chat. He's eating this shit up. He likes to feel as tall, if not taller than me. Oh, there's the flop. All right, kind of a rough time to stop that story, so I think we should get back into it, guys. But thank you for all the donos, and always down to share my kitty. For clarification, I do things for him all the time, but we've never been lovey-dovey. We don't even celebrate Valentine's Day, his suggestion. We both always agreed it was stupid and unrealistic. In fact, we always used to make fun of people for being sappy and definitely gave Finn hell for a bit over being so gooey. He was crying by the end of it, saying that he felt sick over missing out on someone who would love him that much. I said I loved him, but he didn't want to hear it. He started gagging and threw up a little bit because he was crying so hard. I didn't know what else to do, so I got him some water and went to bed. I went to work early and I've been hanging out at a coffee shop, but I have to go home soon. I have no idea where to go from here or what to say to him. I don't even know if we're still together. Help? Question mark? Just with all of this shit. There is nothing wrong with wanting something in a relationship that at first you didn't think that you wanted. What is wrong is comparing your current relationship with another relationship, especially with some pretty shallow shit. If you want changes in your relationship, you start an adult conversation. You don't go, oh, this is how my brother and his girlfriend do it. You go up to her and you say, hey, remember all that lovey-dovey sappy shit that we don't do? I kind of want to do it. You can say, I saw Finn and his girlfriend do it, and I've realized, I would really like that. That's how you present that. But also, that's the only request that I think maybe has merit to it. The blowjob every night and morning, giving him massages, packing his lunch is just like, okay, bro, now you just want your girl to be an object that you own, which in my opinion is just objectively wrong. I'm sorry. If that's how you want to live your life as a woman, sure, all power to you. There's probably a man out there for you. I will sit here and say that is a very sad life to live. If your goal is to be what he wants OP to be, best of luck to you, but you could do better. The caring about the haircut is so controlling. I agree with that. Don't get me wrong. I definitely think you should communicate to somebody. Like, okay, the example I'll give, guys, is like, I am definitely less attracted to girls with like a buzz cut than I am with girls with like long hair. I can't help that. There's like nothing I could do. I just enjoy the femininity of having longer hair. care. In my opinion, I'm entitled to be attracted to what I'm attracted to. That being said, if I was with someone and I truly loved them and they came up to me and they were like, hey, I really want to get a buzz cut, I would be like, hey, I'm not extremely attracted to that, but I love you enough to where like, go do your thing. I just thought I'd communicate that. And if you still want to do it, all power. I'm pro that. I'm pro communicating that. I'm not pro controlling that. I would never sit there and be like, you can't get a buzz cut because I'm not attracted to that. You're your own person, do your own thing. You can give a suggestion, but feeling as if they need your permission is a control thing. That is a way better way to put exactly what I just said, B-Bells. Thank you. The update, October 3rd, 2020, 3 days later. A few of you asked for the update, so here it is. I'm single. Good choice, OP. Good choice. I came home and Jake was gone. Finn was there and asked if I could sit down for a bit. He wouldn't give me the exact details, but said that he and Jake had talked while I was out. He was showing me a few text messages to prove it. Apparently, Finn had never shared any details with his brother, but Jake had been able to hear them moan through the walls when Bonnie stayed over. Yo? We fucking woo, chat. Beans, red flags in chat for real on that one. It wasn't a bro talk or anything after all, just the man I thought was gonna marry listening to his brother have sex through the walls. Neat. When Finn got home from work, Jake tried joking about it and made comments about Bonnie's race. Finn kicked him out, and now Jake is going to be staying with their parents, so I have to pay his share of the rent too, because Finn refuses to let him in, and Jake refuses to come back. Double neat. I mean, that's also fucked up of him to demand of OP, because what the hell? A few people had questions, so here we go. Did Jake ever mention wanting romantic gestures? No. We actually got together because we were the only goths in school. We bonded over being against lovey-dovey stuff like that. We grew out of the edgy phase, but yeah. He always was firm, he hated Valentine's Day and women who needed roses or gifts to feel loved. Has he ever done anything like this before? Now that I think about it, yeah. He's thrown tantrums before, but never like this. Things like carry-out orders, forgetting his side dishes, or stores running out of his favorite items always made him really emotional. Why don't you like oral? Bad incident involving Jake's braces left me with some scarring down there. He liked deep throating. 0 out of 10. Ouch and I feel sorry for Bonnie. I don't know to any more details about their relationship, but they seem happy. They work at the same high-intensity job, think physical trainers or OT, so she packs meal-prepped bento boxes for him and herself. Finn buys her flowers, fixes her car, goes over when spiders get in her apartment. Like I said, they're cute. Someone I'm guessing accused OP of this being fake. Listen, man, that's your right to believe it. Even I think it's fake and I'm the one that has to figure out how to ship 200 Funko Pops to my ex. So there you go. I think OP should be like, I'm not paying double rent. I'm guessing if they can pull that fuckery on OP, there wasn't an official lease. I would just give him the middle finger and move out. That's really fucked up of him to honestly request of OP. Like, they're both in the same bucket here. They both got screwed over by the same person. Why would you be a complete and utter dickhead to like the other innocent person that got caught in the crossfire here?